They each had excuses, 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 which can be construed as nothing but lies, to put it bluntly. Lies that they made up to keep from doing the right thing, which was going to the table of God, where everything was prepared, set, and ready to enjoy. For a party is not a party until God the Father throws it. Because he knows how to give us nothing but the best of his best. Giving us the best of his best to enjoy. By replacing the corruptible things we have a tendency to cherish here on earth with the incorruptible things that in his kingdom will never perish or fade away. Just look at what the prodigal son's daddy did for him in Luke 15:22 through 24. When he returned home after being gone for so long. And what Pharaoh did for Joseph in Genesis 41:39 through 43 after the interpretation of his dream. And then look at what God did for Joshua the high priest in Zechariah 3:3 through 5. For they all were brought into a wealthy place of honor, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break in nor steal, as per Matthew 6:20. Simply said, they got a seat at the table. Now, if we for a moment were to look at their so-called excuses collectively, in terms of their actual use and the intended outcome, we would see how their excuses were intended to deceive. As each man on the spot threw away his integrity to come up with what he thought the host wanted to hear, just so they could each do something else of lesser importance, as also talked about in Matthew 22:1-5. Put another way, in my mind, they compromised themselves spiritually and lied, if you will, by inventing excuses that they thought would get them off the hook, that the host would believe or could easily, Jacoby, identify with. Because this is what we do when we lack the faith to actually sit at the table, come to church, or tell the truth. We plot and scheme, as spoken of in Proverbs 4:16 through 17, and Proverbs 14:12. So the first got to me in my spiritual imagination, because he thought that he knew what rich people think about. He concocted an explanation where he used business as his excuse, because you know that's what rich people think about. That's what, rich people think about business. Business means. He used business as his excuse that involved some land he had bought without even seeing. The second guy, who had probably feeling the same way, he used work as his excuse, which involved 5 yoke of oxen that he had bought without first trying them out. And the third guy, in knowing the law, he chose to use family as his excuse, which involved his marriage to a brand new wife, which he knew could not be disputed. But since a lie is still a lie, whether little or white, even though it does have an element of truth in it, the host didn't buy their excuses, seeing as it is our unwavering commitment that Jesus greatly values versus our lip service, excuses, or compliance with the law. For it is Galatians 3:12 that says the law is not of faith. And it is Galatians 3:13 that says Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. Therefore, we are now under grace, as spoken of in Romans 6:14.